It started with a shock. A loud, public shock. Peter Obi did not waste time. He stepped forward and spoke with a firm voice that carried across the country. He said what many Nigerians were already thinking but were afraid to say. He called out Nyesom Wike for invading the PDP headquarters right on the day of the party's convention. To Obi, it was not just drama. It was not just another political fight. It was a direct hit on democracy. And he made that clear. Obi said Nigeria is already struggling. People are tired. People are broke. People are losing trust in government. So why should a serving minister, in charge of the Federal Capital Territory, be the one dragging a whole political party into chaos? He said Wike's actions were not normal. Not responsible. Not acceptable. And certainly not something any serious leader should do at a time like this. Obi's tone was sharp. Clean. Direct. He said Nigeria is not a playground where leaders wake up and do as they like. He said this kind of behavior weakens the nation. It distracts from real problems. It damages confidence. And it makes the world look at Nigeria with shame. He reminded the country that Wike is serving inside Tinubu's government. He is an APC-appointed minister, yet he claims he is still PDP. And Obi asked the question millions have asked silently: how can a man serve one government and fight for another party at the same time? For Obi, this was not confusion. It was disrespect. To the party. To the system. To Nigerians. But Obi did not stop there. He said the problem is not even about party loyalty alone. It is about the duty of a public officer. A minister must show discipline. A minister must understand the weight of the office he holds. A minister must act with self-control, not with personal pride or anger. Obi said Wike's move showed the opposite. He acted like someone who wanted to prove power, not someone who wanted to serve the country. He acted like the center of attention, not a public servant. He acted like a man fighting a private battle, not a leader guiding a major part of the capital city. Obi said Nigeria is too fragile right now for such reckless behavior. The economy is weak. Security is shaking. Families are struggling to survive. Young people are losing hope. Old people are frustrated. Every day, the nation is trying to hold itself together. And in a moment like this, the last thing Nigerians need is a minister storming a party office as if the whole country is his private yard. Obi said leadership is not noise. Leadership is not pride. Leadership is not a show. Leadership is calm action. Leadership is respect for rules. Leadership is the ability to control yourself, even when you are angry. He said Wike failed that simple test. Obi pointed out that the PDP convention was supposed to be peaceful. It was not a war zone. It was not a place for force. It was a gathering where party members wanted to make decisions and move forward. But Wike's invasion changed the whole mood. It turned peace into tension. It turned order into confusion. It turned a normal party event into a national embarrassment. Obi said Nigerians are watching these actions, and they are tired of them. They are tired of leaders acting like kings. Tired of fights that bring no progress. Tired of political clashes that help no one. Tired of drama when the country needs discipline. He said when a minister acts with force, it sends a bad signal. It tells citizens that power is now a weapon. It tells them that anything can happen at any time. It tells them that the people in charge are not focused on service, but on control. Obi said this is dangerous. This is how countries lose direction. This is how institutions collapse. This is how the people stop believing in the system. He said Wike should know better because he has been in politics for many years. He has held many positions. He has been a governor. He knows how sensitive things can be. He knows how one wrong step can create a long-lasting problem. So why take such a step? Why go to the PDP headquarters on such a day? Why raise tension when the country needs calm? Why push conflict when the nation needs unity? Obi said this is why he had to speak. He said silence would be wrong. Silence would mean approval. Silence would allow bad behavior to grow. So he spoke firmly. He spoke boldly. He spoke with the tone of someone who has had enough of political noise and confusion. Obi said Nigeria cannot continue like this. Not now. Not in these hard times. Not when every wrong move affects millions of people who just want to live a stable life. He said Wike must understand that leadership is not about showing muscle. It is about guiding people with wisdom. It is about building peace, not breaking it. It is about lifting the nation, not dragging it deeper into stress. Obi's message spread fast. People felt the weight of it. People agreed with him. People said he spoke the truth many leaders are afraid to say. And at that moment, the country knew something serious had happened. A line had been crossed. A warning had been given. And the nation was waiting for the next move. After calling out Wike, Obi turned his attention to the president. And this part shook the political space even harder. Obi said Tinubu must call his appointee to order. He said no leader should sit back and watch a minister disrupt another party's activities like a street fight. He said a president must rise above political games and protect the rules that guide the country. Obi did not raise his voice, but his message was sharp. He said leadership is not about staying silent when things are going wrong. Leadership is about stepping forward and fixing problems before they become bigger fires. Obi said Wike's actions had already created tension, and it was the duty of the president to control it before it spread further. Obi said Nigeria cannot move forward if ministers act like they are bigger than the government itself. He said once someone becomes a minister, the person must understand that the job is not for personal fights. The job is for national service. The job is for stability. The job is for the good of the people. He said Tinubu knows this. Tinubu has been in politics for many years. Tinubu has led people. Tinubu has been in difficult battles. So Obi said there is no reason a man with so much experience should allow his own appointee to behave in a way that shakes the country. Obi said the president must choose what comes first, the peace of the nation, or the pride of a minister. He said it is dangerous for a president to ignore acts that weaken democracy. He said when a leader keeps quiet in moments like this, people begin to wonder if the leader supports the wrong behavior. People begin to think the leader benefits from the confusion. People begin to lose trust. Obi said trust is the heart of democracy. When trust is weak, everything else becomes weak. The people become distant. The system becomes shaky. The future becomes uncertain. Obi said Tinubu must show Nigerians that he is in charge. That he is aware. That he is watching. That he is ready to correct things that go wrong within his own team. He said it is not about political rivalry. It is not about APC versus PDP. It is about the basic respect that should exist in any serious democracy. A minister cannot jump into the affairs of another party and cause disorder. A government cannot pretend not to see it. A president cannot act like it does not matter. Obi said Tinubu should speak because the silence is not helping anyone. Not the government. Not the opposition. Not the people. Not the country. He said Nigerians are patient, but they are also alert. They are watching everything. They may keep quiet, but they see what their leaders are doing. They see who is acting responsibly and who is not. They see who is building and who is breaking. Obi said Nigerians are no longer easily fooled. They now demand answers. They now demand accountability. They now want leaders who understand their pain. And when they see a minister acting without respect for the democracy they depend on, they feel insulted. He said Tinubu must show respect for the office he holds. He must show that the presidency stands for law, not for confusion. He must show that the government has a clear direction, not scattered power centers where anyone can act without order. Obi said a president cannot allow two spirits to rule his government. He must decide what is right and stand by it. He must show the people that he believes in fairness, justice, discipline, and peace. Obi said Tinubu has a chance to do the right thing. A chance to protect democracy. A chance to send a message that no minister is above the system. A chance to show that the government respects every party's space and rights. He said Wike's behavior was not small. It was not harmless. It was not something to wave aside. It was a serious act with serious consequences. Obi said if Tinubu ignores it, other officials may begin to act the same way. They may start invading offices. They may start disrespecting institutions. They may treat Nigeria like open ground where anyone can bring chaos when they feel like it. He said Nigeria cannot afford that. Not now, not ever. Obi said this is the moment when Tinubu must stand as a leader. Not as a party man. Not as a politician. Not as someone with personal alliances. But as the president of a nation that is already walking on thin ice. Obi said Tinubu must call Wike to order. Tell him the truth. Tell him to focus on his job. Tell him to respect the system. Tell him that power has limits. He ended his message with a calm but strong warning: if the president does not correct his own team, the people will see it as approval. And that approval will damage the democracy everyone is trying to protect. In the final part of his message, Obi spoke directly to Nigerians. His tone changed. It became calm but heavy. It carried the weight of someone who has seen where a nation can go if leaders refuse to act right. Obi said this whole moment is bigger than PDP. Bigger than APC. Bigger than Wike. Bigger than Tinubu. Bigger than any single politician trying to show power. He said Nigeria is at a point where every wrong move hurts millions of people. Every careless action shakes the entire country. Every small fight becomes a national storm because the system is already weak and the people are already tired. Obi said when leaders fight for positions and forget the people, the country falls backward. He said Nigeria should not be here, dragging, arguing, attacking, and turning political issues into battles when the nation needs peace more than anything. He said democracy is not a game. Democracy is a promise. A promise that leaders will obey rules. A promise that power will be used with care. A promise that no one will use force to claim what should be settled with dialogue. Obi said Wike's invasion was the kind of act that weakens that promise. He said this kind of behavior teaches the wrong lesson. It teaches young people that politics is violence. It teaches the world that Nigeria is not stable. It teaches citizens that leaders no longer respect the laws they expect everyone else to follow. He said this is dangerous. Very dangerous. Obi said Nigerians are already going through enough pain. The cost of food is high. Jobs are scarce. Businesses are shutting down. Security problems are still everywhere. Families wake up each day praying for peace and strength. He said with all these problems, it makes no sense for a minister to create more confusion. It makes no sense for a major political party to be dragged into a fight. It makes no sense for the government to pretend nothing happened. Obi said Nigeria needs leaders who bring calm, not chaos. Leaders who bring support, not fear. Leaders who solve problems, not create new ones. Leaders who remember that their actions affect millions. He said what happened at the PDP headquarters may look like a small issue to some people, but it is not small. It is a bad sign. A sign that people in power think they can do anything without consequences. A sign that leaders are forgetting their duty to the nation. Obi said democracy does not die in one day. It dies slowly. It dies when leaders cut corners and say it is normal. It dies when ministers behave like they are above the law. It dies when the president keeps quiet when he should speak. It dies when citizens become used to wrong things. He said Nigeria must not go down that path. Not now. Not ever. Obi said Nigerians are strong people. They have endured hardship for many years. They have stayed loyal to the idea of a better country. They have kept hope alive even when the system failed them. But even strong people can lose patience when those in power push them too far. He said leaders must act with sense because the people are watching. He said Nigerians may not shout every day, but they see everything. They see who is fighting for them. They see who is fighting for ego. They see who is working for the country. They see who is working for personal interest. Obi said if Nigeria must move forward, leaders must put the country first. Not their party. Not their pride. Not their circle of friends. Not their grudges. He said the first duty of any leader is to protect peace. The second duty is to protect the rule of law. The third duty is to protect the trust of the people. And Wike's actions attacked all three. Obi said Wike should focus on his work as a minister. He is in charge of Abuja. The capital is full of problems that need attention. Roads, buildings, housing, development, city planning, these are the things the FCT minister should face. Not invading a party secretariat. Not triggering political tension. Not pulling the country into unnecessary fights. He said if Wike really wants to serve the country, he must show it with discipline. He must show it with humility. He must show it with respect for the system. Obi also said Tinubu must do the right thing. He must show the nation that he does not support actions that put democracy at risk. He must show that he has full control of his government. He must show that leadership is not a platform for confusion. Obi said Nigeria is at a crossroads, and moments like this decide the future. Will the country choose peace or confusion? Order or disorder? Leadership or chaos? Respect for rules or abuse of power? He said Nigerians want peace. They want calm. They want truth. They want leaders who understand the importance of every move they make. Obi ended his message with a strong close: Nigeria will only rise when its leaders choose responsibility over pride. And the country will only grow when those in power understand that the nation is bigger than their personal battles. He said the world is watching. Nigeria is watching. History is watching. And leaders must decide what story they want to leave behind.